Okay. Hi everybody. I'm trying to get set up still. If you saw the title, it says trying some new things, and if you have been here, then you probably can see that I am working a new view here. I don't know how it's gonna look yet because it took me a lot longer to set it up than I thought it would. You know me, waiting until the last 10 minutes I have before streaming to test out something or try new things, I guess. But yeah, so I don't know how you're gonna feel about this view. I do feel like you can see everything that you could before, but it might be a little loud because I have the phone on the window, and the window is a street-facing window. So there may be some sound interference. I'm not sure yet. We'll see when I look back at the VOD, or if anybody wants to pop in and tell me. What is that? Hi. If anybody wants to pop in and tell me how it sounds, if you notice any weird things as I go. It's already hot. I'm hot. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I told someone I was gonna send them the link to my stream, and I have never done that before. I know that sounds kind of weird to say, but yeah, I've never sent. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I've never sent a link to anyone for my stream, so I'm gonna try to share it now. And we'll see if that works. My thumbnail is super ugly. But hopefully my screen is clean. I don't know why I wasn't rushed to start. Like, I felt like everything was fine. I wasn't like behind schedule or anything, and now I feel, oh my gosh. Okay, that was me. On there. So basically, I'll just tell you how things are going. I'm going to just do very quick stretching today because if you read the title, you can see that I'm going to try some new things today. And normally when I do Mobility Monday, I do the stretches from Stretching Sunday, but then I add in the mobility parts in between. I'm going to just do the stretches, and then I'm going to start the different mobility exercises because they are not going to be exactly the same. But for safety, I want to make sure that I'm still stretched out. So if you're wondering why it doesn't look like it normally does, I'll do this so you can see. That's why. It's because I'm going to be doing new stuff. And so I'll tell you about that in just a second. If you were here yesterday, I don't know if you were, there were new people in the stream yesterday. And I personally I tried to like play it cool. I'm not gonna lie. I tried to like play it cool and act like it wasn't a big deal. But it made me super happy because, you know, well, maybe you don't know, Streamer University was going on over the weekend, 3-day weekend. And if you're like me and a streamer, or if you're just interested in the content, you could have been learning a lot from it or getting like motivated like me. And so I'm sitting there watching it, like, not just for entertainment, but obviously for like other reasons. And they had this break in the streaming because everybody's streaming, right? Everybody's got their own setup. So even if one person takes a break or turns off their stream, there's like 50 other people easily you can find in that same space or something like that, right? But they had everybody turn off their screen, their cameras. They weren't allowed to record. And it's probably because they were like, talking about like sensitive information, travel details and stuff like that. But the break was so long, I was like sitting there waiting, like everybody else probably just like going through the streams to see if anybody was streaming. And obviously it got to the point where it was like, okay, nobody's streaming except for people that were doing commentary on other people's streams, which I think is so smart. They had so many people in their streams just commenting on people live. Like, that was crazy. They had like thousands of people just watching someone else watch the live, which is just like the trickle-down effect that Kai has had as far as helping others and just expanding the community as a whole is just, to me, it's so amazing. So yeah, just looking at all the ways that people have benefited. I don't even consider like the money aspect of it, but I think Wendy had a clip. I saw a clip on TikTok. I'm not gonna lie, it was clipped on TikTok that she made like $5 million on Friday just from the ads that were playing while she was streaming. And that is insane to me. Like, I can't, like, you only have to work 1 day a year at that point. It's crazy. And you'll be fine for like 4 years, honestly, if you're wise with your money, right? Because that's more money than some people will ever make in their lifetime, like, combined. Yeah. So that was pretty cool, because just knowing that she's not even the biggest streamer that was there, a lot of those people were new. You know, I think there was at least 2 people that had never streamed before, which fucked up, but I won't go there. Yeah. So basically, there was a break. I said all that to say this. There was a break for about 45 minutes where no one was doing anything, and it just so happened to fall at the exact same time that I was streaming, my regularly scheduled stream time. And I titled it like, hey, like, I don't even know what it was. It was like taking a break, like waiting for Streamer University graduation or something like that. And people actually came into the room because they saw the title. I had tagged Streamer University. They saw the title, and they basically said they were doing the same thing. They were like, oh, you know, we're just waiting for somebody to hop back on stream so we can tune in with what's going on. And so I was just like, yeah, I'm just waiting for the stream. Like, this is my setup. I have this person that I'm following. Because there was like a Kai tracking stream. It was like AI generated, where it would just like tap into everyone's stream and figure out who had Kai on their stream and then switch that. So I had it on that one because I was like, okay, well, it's definitely tracking Kai. So the moment it pops up, doesn't matter whose stream it is, even if it's not somebody I'm following, it will pop onto their screen and then I'll know. And so that's what I was telling everybody else. I was like, if you're just waiting, I have this access and I'll be able to know right away, so you don't have to like click back and forth or wait. You can follow along with the stretches while you're waiting, and then you can go ahead and, you know, hopefully not click out, but if you need to, whatever. And yeah, it just felt really cool to know that there were other people in the chat that were also experiencing the same thing as me, and hopefully getting the same benefits from that situation as me, because that's the whole reason why I'm streaming, right? Is to kind of have that ability to work together to make our health and our bodies, you know, everything related to our health better by doing something we already do, right? So if you're already sitting down watching a stream, do this, right? Stretch and do it. If you just need someone to walk you through it, or you don't want to do it alone, or you want to be able to ask questions in the chat to somebody that's doing it, you have an immediate question, or you just want to have a community of people that you know are doing it with you, right? All of those reasons, this feels so good. All of those reasons are what I feel like I tapped into yesterday. And again, it wasn't a significant number by any standard to anybody else. I don't even think it was a significant number in my book, but it was the fact that it like aligned the way that it did, and that there were people that were there specifically for that. And they understood the assignment, you know? So yeah, that was yesterday. And I am feeling still pretty excited. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I definitely noticed, and maybe you did, in the video yesterday, I was wearing shorts. And I'm not trying to body shame anyone, but I think we should all have standards for ourselves. Not just goals, but like a way to know that we are like we've like gone past our, you know, standard, right? Like, the reason why we have standards is to make sure we don't digress and rot into something we don't want to be, right? So basically, I was wearing shorts yesterday, and I had the camera right here like I normally do, and I was sitting here, and I had cottage cheese, and I'm not going to delete it. The video is going to be up. I'm still going to post it. I'm going to export it to YouTube at some point, just like I do with all my other VODs. But I had cottage cheese like all down the side of my leg. And I'm not going to lie, I did notice that I had some, like, maybe like 6-7 months ago, I had some like right here around like the side of my hip. And that was the first time I'd ever seen cellulite cottage cheese on my legs or on my body. So I was just kind of like, oh, you know, that sucks, but it's gonna be manageable. I can get that to go away. And then I saw yesterday, right? And so I was like, oh my gosh, it's really bad. And now I do want to get back into, I'm gonna tuck this, I keep hitting my tooth. I do want to get back into some form of weightlifting. Again, this is not to say that you can't do everything at home without equipment to maintain or have the body that you want. However, summer is starting very soon, and even though I'm not gonna lie, like I like to say that like working out and gaining muscle is really easy for me, but that's what's gotten me to this point, right? Like I'm just like, oh, I'll be able to like work it out. I just gotta, you know, put some effort in for a month or two and it'll go away. So that's in my head this whole time, not realizing how bad the problem has actually gotten. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but because summer, I am going to do some weightlifting. I want to add in Pilates because I think that that's a really helpful way to target your legs and do some mobility. Okay, I'm gonna do the knee taps here. I don't usually do these ones. If you're wondering, yes. This is a new one. This is for hips. So if you got tight hips, you know, it might hurt. You might not be able to do these yet. If that's hard for you, put your hands down and just do a little, you know, tap that way. Okay, I'm gonna come up because I need to give my leg a break here. Give my leg a break. What was I saying? I don't know anymore. I don't remember what I was saying. I was just yapping, I guess. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to be working out my legs. I am going to be adding in equipment. And I say that knowing that you know me and I'm setting a goal for myself, but it's not guaranteed. So hopefully you can cheer me on for this one. Because yeah, I definitely want that to go away. That to me is like a standard, right? To not have cottage cheese. Like I don't care if I don't have a lot of muscle. I actually don't like having like really big quads and things like that because I feel like it's not proportionate to my body because my hips don't really go out very much. So when I build my legs just get really big and then my sides are small and I just think I look like a gymnast, but like a real one where it's just like they don't, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to talk shit about gymnasts, but this is not the body shape I want, and that's something that you work to have. So I don't think it'll be. Again, this is in my head. I'm like, oh, I can just. It'll be really easy for me, you know. Whew. So I don't know, but that's the situation that I'm in now, and yeah, that was bad. Like the crazy thing is like I see my body every day, but because I'm streaming, it's giving me a chance to be able to look back and reflect on things, because the way I see them or the way I experience them, when I look back at it like a week later or a month later or like, you know, yesterday, less than 24 hours later, every time I look at something, it's a learning experience. Like I see something about myself, whether it's the way I'm talking or the angle I'm sitting at or, you know, the exercises I'm doing. It's all something I'm like, oh, I can do this, or like, oh, I like that, or like, you know. So in this case yesterday, it was the cottage cheese. I'm not proud, but I'm hopeful that it is the beginning of another progress checking situation where one day, someone's gonna give me shit because my body is gonna be tea and everything's gonna be great. I'm gonna have all these abilities and they're gonna be like, bitch, you've always been like that. It's been so easy for you, blah, 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 blah. And I'll be like, boom, look at this one. I'll have all that cottage cheese and then they'll have to shut up. Because yes, I've been told that you can't get cottage cheese to go away. Almost every female I've ever met, and mind you, they have cottage cheese, so I don't know, they could be right, or they could be making excuses, but they all say, once you get it, it doesn't go away. I don't think that's true. I've never looked it up. I don't care to look it up. In my mind, it's not true, and I feel like if I keep that thought in my mind and I believe it, it won't be true for me, okay? There's people that smoke cigarettes and never get cancer. There's people that smoke once and they get cancer, right? So I'm hoping it's one of those situations where even if it's not likely, it happens for me. I can get the cellulite to go away. So yeah, I'm going to be doing Pilates probably on Thursdays now, just so that I can add in some work for legs. And then I'll also be going to the gym for weightlifting. I want to make sure I can get some pressure on my legs. I don't know if this is true for everybody, but I feel like if I really push myself, my body, to do certain activities and it burns, like it hurts, the next day, even though I'm not working out, I feel like my muscles and everything are still really tense in those spots. And so it's like an after effect where it's like, I feel like I'm still working out. Like in culinary arts, we call it carryover cooking, because the heat from your food, even when you take it away from the heat or out of the oven, it's still cooking because it's still warm. And that's what I feel like with my legs or my body. I'm like, I just worked out and that it burns, but it's gonna carry over to the next day too. Oh, like this. This should not hurt. This hurts. Oh my gosh, like all through here. It's like Charlie horse worthy. Bring it back. Whew, okay. So the legs are stretched out enough, I think. I'm focusing on legs mostly today. If you do want to stretch your arms out, again, I always recommend just doing a quick loosening of your spine. Make sure everything kind of goes back into alignment. You can also use the wall. So you can do this. And, oh, my back just fell. So keep your shoulder blades against the wall, and then you know you're actually keeping your spine aligned. I've also seen one, I won't do that right now. There's another one we could do. I might do it on stream because I'm going to pull up the examples. But that's the way you can kind of warm up your arms before you start stretching them. And then, of course, it's just a matter of where your flexibility is. If you don't feel like your shoulders are really tight or your arms are really tight, you don't really need to focus on it very much. That's why I'm moving through them quickly, because I have been stretching my shoulders and my arms out a lot because of the handstand practices I've been doing. So that part's good. Stretch out the legs, and now I'm going to move into some hip exercises. So in case you're wondering, if you just got here because I see someone popped in, step into this one and then switch back. So these are front windshield wipers, and then you let them curve behind you. These are the back windshield wipers. And then we come up here like this. Do a couple of straight squats this way, and then we come here, do some of these, switch sides, do some of these. And then there was another one that I did that I kind of skipped over, which is this one. And these are all for the hips. Okay, so just loosening up the hips to make sure everything is good to go for the mobility piece. So if you feel something that doesn't feel like it's ready to move, work on that first and then pick it back up for the rest of it. Okay, so this one is pretty simple. You're gonna get into on your all fours, and you do need to be on all fours for this one. Sometimes you can come down like this, but in this case, you need to be able to lift your leg. So this is a step by step, and then eventually into a complete flow. So the first part is to lift. I think this is like the fire hydrant. I don't know, this is a fire hydrant. So this is just back, and then you're gonna straighten it. Then you're gonna bring it out to the side. You're gonna bring it down, and then you're gonna pull it back here. So how many moves is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that was one side. You move to the other side. I'm gonna turn this way so you can see what I'm doing. I don't want to put my butt in the camera. And there we go. Okay, same thing. Now I'm doing it on my right side. It is 6 moves, I believe, right? Or 8? I forgot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 6. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know what number that was, but that was enough for me. I am sweating. If you're wondering why I stopped, it's not because I don't want to keep going. It's because Mobility Monday is about the ability to move smoothly through the flow or through each of the quote unquote stretches, not to get a full sweat in. If you want to get a full sweat, by all means do that, but this is more about the ability to actually move. So kind of just make sure everything is nice and smooth. If you're like me, some of that might have been crunchy in the beginning, and then as you went on, it kind of dissipated. Just depends on the body. But yeah, if you saw, notice one position, whether it's pulling your leg out or dragging it or whatever the case may be, if you had any issues with one of those specific things, then you would just work on just that one thing. So let's say putting my leg up like this is easy. Putting my leg up like this is easy, but pulling it out to the side is hard, then that's just the only thing I would do. I would just work on this and not even do the other parts. Okay, so the next one. Okay, this one you need the wall for. And I'm glad that we're in this new angle right now so you can actually see. Because this one, I kind of did it on my TikTok. If you watch or see my TikTok videos, I didn't focus on it, but you can see it in there. And so basically, I discovered this because I'm working on my hip flexors to be able to control my legs more when I'm in a handstand to prevent myself from toppling over and just controlling that way. And so yeah, I found out my hip flexors are weak. That's also going to contribute to my flexibility, right? And then also my lower back. So if I have lower back pain or anything like that, working my hip flexors is going to help with that, help with my splits, help with my handstand, help with my alignment, all the things, right? When I went to do this exercise, when I finished, this part of my butt and my leg was so on fire, I quite literally had to bend. It looked like I was being dramatic, but I was not. That's literally the sensation. I was just oh my gosh. So I'm going to try it again now. I haven't done it really since then, but I'm going to do it. Hopefully I still get the same sort of impact. So I want to make sure you can see this. So I'm going to have my hand kind of pressed against the wall just for stability. You can also come all the way up against the wall if you want to make sure you're straight. But basically, you're just going to lift like so. So keep your back and everything aligned with the wall. You don't want to be tilted or leaning. Everything should be straight because that's going to give you the full range and flexion in the spaces it needs to be. If you're lumped over, you might just be, working out the same poor form and not actually targeting what needs to be targeted. So I like to do this as well because I feel like being up against the wall a little bit. Okay, let's do 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It burns, baby, it burns. Okay, so what's burning? Actually, this side. Because this side is moving, this side is trying to stay stable. So it's doing more work than this side, actually. And I'm going to switch Tim on this side as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I don't know if you heard that, but my hip was popping every single time I did that, so that's a mobility exercise that I will need to practice for myself. Alright, next one. Okay, so you don't really need a wall for this one, but the reason why I like to use a wall for it is, of course, to make sure that I am aligned and not putting any weight in, the wrong areas. But also for me, if I'm holding the wall like this, I have something to make sure that I'm not coming over too far, and I have something, I know it sounds bad, but to push my weight into. Because if I'm just like this and I'm pushing my body down, I can put my body weight on it, but if I'm up against the wall, I can literally press myself down. And that's what I want in this case, because I want to be able to stretch my quad, and it's gonna look like this. So I'm here, down, up, 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 down, up. Oh, you hear that? It's popping so much, but it feels nice. Okay, so again, if you look at that, people do these all the time, right? Like they do these, but having the wall, it's gonna give you stability. You're gonna be able to press down more, and that control that you get because you have the wall is going to drive the attention to the space it needs to be, instead of your mind trying to figure out how to balance as well. I'm gonna pick the next side here. My knee is already aligned, I know that because I can see it, and it's not gonna shift because it's up against the wall. Make sure I'm comfortable here. There we go. Up, down, 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 up, down. Oh! Okay. I was trying not to be dramatic, okay, but that actually is... Try it. Tell me how you feel when you do it. Does it feel bad? Does it feel good? It's the kind of pain for me, again, it's like that sensation of like, it burns. Almost like sneezing. Does that make sense? I don't know, sneezing hurts people, but for me it's like an uncomfortable feeling, and then the like release of the sneeze is like, oh, like that's how it feels, like this uncomfortable feeling, and then as soon as I'm done, it's like, oh. Okay, now I'm gonna move into this one. Is just a pass through. Let me move. So this is gonna help with your core, and again, it's just fluid motions. This is something you would probably have to do in your day-to-day if you were not a person that was immobile. And I see you doing this. Let's say you drop something on the floor, you need to pick something up real quick, or you are on the floor and maybe you need to shift your weight. Think about even just falling or trying to catch yourself. Having this mobility is going to be applicable to those things. And then of course, the benefits of moving your body. So I'm up here, kind of like in a downward dog, like so. And then I'm just gonna kick my leg through, come back, kick my leg through, come back, kick my leg through, come back, kick, come back, kick, come back, kick, kick, kick. I don't know what number I'm on. Dang, do I look jacked right now? Because I got this vein popping out of me. I feel like, I don't know if that's considered jacked. But I feel like whenever I can see the vein in my arm, I know I'm doing something. Okay, that one's done. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little cool down because I feel really hot and I don't want to waste the time just sitting. So I've said this before, if you're new to my stream, when you are doing these, hi, I don't know who is that, but you're a Prime, so hello. When you're doing any sort of exercise, I try and take advantage of every minute, because you're gonna feel like you're working out for an hour anyway. You might as well get the most out of that. If you're working out for an hour and half of it you're just sitting, you wasted, you know, an hour, half an hour. But you can always find something that counterbalances what you just did. So I was standing, I did a lot of hips, I just moved my arms. Now I'm gonna lay completely down because that's gonna give me a break on my back, holding up my weight. And I'm just gonna bring my legs up, also still resting, but now I'm stretching again. Right? This is not like a ton of movement, but it's still better than just sitting and staring at the camera, right? You can also go into more stretches while you're here. These are some Sunday stretching stretches, so if you're familiar, you can do any of those from the ground. There will be a mobility routine here in just a little bit as I try to think of what it's going to be. Because right now I've just been free balling all of this. I still haven't looked at my phone and just trying to remember the ones that I saw yesterday that I wanted to do. Okay, so legs are up. Again, you don't have to do this. I am just trying to take advantage of the break here. If you want to go to the bathroom or get a drink of water or stretch something else, this is just a way for me to take advantage of a cool down time. But actually, this feels really good on my lower back right now. It's like quivering. Do you see that? I don't know if you can see that, but my legs are like quivering. Okay, so that part's good. Now, since we're already down here, you probably recognize this one from seated position. You can do the same thing while you're laying, and you're going to notice a difference in the way that your back is reacting, because again, you're now laying flat on the ground, so your back doesn't really have a choice but to lay flat on the ground. You might have scoliosis and going weird direction horizontally, but vertically your back should be fairly straight. The ground is straight. Okay, so I just did a little bit of windshield wipers on my back. Again, if this hurts, keep doing it. Don't move on to the next thing. But since I'm already here and I'm okay to move on, I'm thinking to myself what this next move is going to be. So I'm going to bring my legs up. I'm going to come down here. Okay, so here. What's something I could do for here? Here, 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 here. Yeah, that's not too bad. So lay down, windshield wiper, and then pop up. I'm going to move a little bit so you can see that. Okay. So this, I was just thinking to myself, like, what do I do when I get up in the morning, or if I'm laying down, and what's a graceful way to get out of it? Because if you watch my TikToks, even when I fall, I try and like roll out of it and not make it look like awful. And that's actually the safest way to respond. Like if you do like taekwondo or karaoke, or like karate or something like that, like they literally teach you like it's unsafe to just go onto the mat. You need to just like keep figuring it out, right? Roll out of it, do something. So I was thinking about that when I'm laying down or coming off the floor, how to roll out of it to make it look graceful. So again, this is from the windshield wipers on the ground situation. You can put your arms flat, or you can put them behind your head, but you're gonna come here, you're gonna bring yourself up, and then you're just gonna do that little hip action that we already did. And then we're back down again. Here, windshield wiper, hands, and then up. So we lay back down, windshield wiper, hands, up, lay back down, windshield wiper, hands, up, lay back down, windshield wipers. And the legs are the windshield wipers. I hope you realize that. My hands are also kind of moving as like a flow in the area that I need them to be, but it's not necessarily a windshield wiper. The legs are doing the windshield wiper, the arms and hands are there to guide as I come up. So I lay back flat and then I pop up. I lay back flat and then I pop up. Lay back flat and then pop up. So imagine yourself getting out of bed or getting off the ground, and instead of just going, you go, woo! Right? So nice flow. Come back down on the ground. Maybe you need a roll, right? So we're here. Ooh, this is fun. I don't know if this looks cool, but it kind of feels cool. I'm like totally moving around the room right now. Okay, I need to go in the opposite direction. So this way. Is it like this? I already can't do it backwards. So it's here, up. Is that what I did? Oh yeah, okay. So you don't have to lay all the way back if you don't want to. If you want to just move into a squat. But that is moving back into sitting. And the whole purpose of that one was to be on the ground flat. Taking a break, and now I'm hot again. And when I get hot, I start to get sweaty on my neck. My neck is the first and usually only part of my body that sweats. I don't know if it's because of my hair, because it's not like my whole head, but my neck immediately gets sweaty, and then my hair, because I'm black, it turns curly immediately. So I have to keep it off my neck, but even then, like, somehow the sweat gets up there. It's crazy. Okay, next one. This is also going to be for hip flexors, so we're sitting on the ground. There's a good way to do this if you want to have some sort of marker. You know you're growing, or you know you're at least doing the same range. So this is another flow for your hips and your hip flexors. Looks easy, is hard. Okay, so we're up, right? It's kind of like 3 motions, so up, over, down, up, over, down, up, over, down. So if that's not hard, if you're good, like, you know, you're ready to move on, put it out a little further. I don't know if you can see this. I don't know how far I can put it, I'm not gonna lie. Put it out a little further, and then same thing. All right, here, for me, and you don't want to be leaning back either. You want to be as straight as you can. So I'm trying to just like plant my palms into the ground. But if I were to put this candle out any further, my hip wouldn't. My hip wouldn't. It wouldn't go. It'd be like, hey candle, how's it over there? Let me know when you get back. Oh, all right. Other side. Just lifting the candle, putting it to this side, and make sure I have enough room. And then I'm gonna do a little distance first. I don't know if this side's more flexible than this side, so we'll see. Not so bad. I'll scoot it out a little bit. Ooh, too much. Scoot it a little bit. Okay. Again, don't force yourself into a position that's so uncomfortable. You can only do like 2. Make it so that your body gets used to the feeling of doing it, the control of doing it in a small range or a shorter range, and then expand your range. Ooh. How many am I on? Okay. The range there, I can feel it like right here. I don't know if anybody else has a different place they're feeling it, but that's where I feel it. So, next one, I think, it might be hard right now, but that's not so bad. So just one at a time, like we just did this, right? But we just did one leg. Now we're gonna alternate at the same time. So we're not just isolating one side, we have to balance out both sides. Here. And 10 with these as well. You try not to lean back so far. Can any of you do an L sit? I've never tried really. I know that sounds weird, but I always just figured I couldn't. I don't want to do it on camera because, like, yeah. Let me see. Wait. I'm like trying to use my hands now. I don't think that's right. Hey, my legs came up though. Ain't mad at that. Legs came off the ground. Whew. Legs came off the ground. Sure did. They sure did. Okay, next one. I'm gonna pull it off of my Instagram because I already can't remember when it is. I already can't remember. Okay, this one is another hip. Whoa. This one is another hip. But you're gonna need like a surface that's higher than the ground. I don't recommend you get anything really tall because you're gonna need to dip into the space. If it's so high up you can't really dip, then it's not gonna work, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So one arm here, whatever arm is down, the back foot on that same side is gonna go behind. So it'll be like this. And then you're here and you dip. Dip. I don't know if that looks cute or not. I'm trying to keep my left foot in front of my right knee, which is the leg that's down. So they're just stacked a little bit. I don't know if I'm actually stacked well enough here. What does this look like, y'all? Does it look weird? Does it look weird? I mean, I can feel it, but I also feel like it could feel more painful, if that makes sense. Let me try it on this side. The couch may be too soft. Here. I'm here. Put this here. Oh, okay, yeah. It's the, don't use something super soft like I just did. I did not feel it because the couch was sort of absorbing when I was pushing down. Oh man, woo-wee. Honestly, I might look like I have a BBL at the end of this, because maybe the reason why I got these hip dips is because I just don't freaking use them. But I don't know if that's true because, again, most of the gymnasts I know or have seen, they don't have these, and they certainly are flexible and strong. All right, I have to do it this way because, again, that side's too soft. So I'm here, dip, 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 dip. Good. Maybe that was 10 on each side. I'm trying really hard not to sweat right now. This is kind of a lot. I'm sorry if you're not able to keep up here. I totally understand. Okay. So this one is called a curtsy lunge, and it's kind of like what I was doing before, but you're going to be standing. So instead of like leaning here, whoo, ooh, you might need to grab onto something though. Wait a minute. All right, so I'm gonna cross one foot in front of the other, like if you know what like a curtsy is. And so one foot is in front, the other foot is behind, just like a curtsy, right? But instead of just, we're gonna like actually go down a couple times. Not as, I can barely stand like this. Wait a minute. Okay. Curtsy. Curtsy. Here. I think I'm doing this right. Why does this look not right? Okay, curtsy. I have to actually do a curtsy to figure out how to do this again. Curtsy. A curtsy. Curtsy. Ooh, okay. It's kind of cool having your hand right here because you can actually feel it expanding and contracting. Next side, y'all. Next side. Curtsy. Ooh. Interesting. So interesting. Okay. These are burning, right? Like, I don't know. Part of me is glad. Part of me is like, is that the point of Mobility Monday? Floor work, handstands, handstands. This is actually for having. Oh, yes. Perfect. This is what I was looking for. Alright, so this is going to require the wall. Shouldn't be too hard though, because it's going to be a simple grab, kind of like what we normally do on Mobility Mondays. And then I'll end this stream with the flow I always do every Mobility Monday as a progress check for that one. And maintenance. Okay, so we're here. Reach, 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 reach. And when I do these, I just want to say, every time there's a wall, use that wall as a way to keep your spine and everything aligned. Any chance you have something flat and you can use it as a support or anything, use it as a guide to make sure that you are aligned. And when you're doing Mobility Monday, the entire purpose of Mobility Monday is to make sure you are as mobile as you can be in that range of wherever your body is, right? So let's say I'm trying to touch from here to here. That's pretty standard. I can do that. Or I can, woof, right? I'm literally allowing my body to get the full extent, not just from my lower half, but also all the way through. So anytime you're doing a mobility, anything you're making something up, like I've been doing this whole time, keep that in mind. Think about the way that you do your day-to-day tasks, and then make sure that whatever it is that you would do, you're exaggerating that. Now again, I could easily just touch. Be very simple. But going from here to here is now a fuller range. Okay. Whoo-wee. Yo, I am sweating. Actually, literally sweating. Okay. Time to do the cool down / final mobility routine. If you've been here, if you're an OG, you probably already know what this is going to include. If you're new here, I've been doing this for a while now. When I first started doing this mobility exercise, this little mini routine that I made, almost every single thing in this routine I couldn't do, or I couldn't do it very well. It either hurt or it was, you know, not flowing, as we say. So I've always done this on Mobility Monday as a way to just do these stretches in a flow, because they're in each individual stretches, and make them flow smoothly. And then once I was able to make them flow smoothly, I started counting to see how many I could do. Now, when I say counting, I mean, I said I was gonna count, but then I always forgot to count halfway through and just depended on y'all to tell me, which nobody ever did. So, yeah, so basically I am going to try my best to count per usual. If you're watching and you can count and let me know how many I do. I think before I've been averaging about 10. Right now I'm already sweaty, so I don't know if that's going to help me or if that's going to make it worse, but nonetheless, let's start. Here, let me turn to the side so you can see the whole thing. It's so quiet. Actually, you know how like I can never find a playlist, and I spend like so much time trying to find music for the vibe, and then I'm just like, oh man, I didn't have enough time. Well, today I actually did have time, and I actually did make a playlist, but because I've been yapping this whole time, I totally forgot. So maybe for Thursday, oh, I almost forgot. Maybe for Thursday, I will do it. I tried to do both. It wasn't so bad. If you're wondering why that was weird, it's because I haven't been doing two hands at once. And I don't know what it looks like right now, but it feels like I'm maybe not. I'm still not. Oh, my glasses. My glasses. Also, if you're like me and you always start on the same side, try and start rotating left side and then right side. You don't want to only be able to reach from the right side or your left side like I am right now. Left side's a little weak compared to the right side. Anybody know what number I'm on? Yeah, music would be good right about now. That awkward silence will get you. I actually can't do it without music at this point, right? It's too quiet and I don't want to talk. That was hard. Go for it. Oh, wait. Oh my gosh, it hurts. It hurts. That shouldn't still hurt. Where does it hurt? Right here in the quads. Still. My damn quads. I'm gonna break something. I think maybe I'm just not flexible enough, actually, because I'm reaching back like this when I touch both. But this way, I'm trying to reach this way. Yeah, I'm not flexible enough for this. Get my glasses, I don't know. Switch up my cough, I kill any pain. What's that comment say? Looking good. Well, thank you very much, eh? I'm gonna let this ride out. I'm sweaty, y'all. Do you see this? That's crazy. I told you I was sweating. This is not supposed to be that. But it's okay. Hopefully you were able to keep up. If not, don't worry. All of these things, for the most part, were completely new. With the exception to the stretching and the routine I just did at the end. Pretty much everything I just did was either completely made up on the spot or something that I saw on TikTok or Instagram that I tried to remember. But to be honest, when I look back at the videos, I was not doing it the right way. I wasn't doing the way they were doing it. So essentially everything that you saw here was original content made by me, at least as far as I know it. Maybe somebody else has done that sequence or those things together, but I ain't seen it yet, so it don't count. Don't count. Yeah, so happy Monday, everybody. It's also Memorial Day here in the United States, if that's where you live. I hope you were able to enjoy your Monday. If it's already Tuesday where you live, I'm glad. I'm happy for you. You're already a little bit closer to the weekend. Not that that has any significance in my life because every day is the same, but we won't go there. So I will see you on Thursday. Like I said, Thursday I'm going to be working on my handstand drills, and I'm also going to be incorporating some Pilates, specifically targeting the cottage cheese on the sides of my legs. So if you're going to be in the chat, if you're going to be available on Thursday, I would love for you to join just to know what is going on. Like I said, handstands, practice, not actual handstands. You don't have to want or be able to do a handstand. It's just the drills and, of course, whatever I can think of for my legs. If you have any ideas, if there's something you've done to tone up your legs, get rid of cellulite, cottage cheese, whatever it is that you've got going on or heard of, whatever, I would love some of your tips, information, whatever you want to share, because otherwise I'm just going to be scouring the socials and asking AI until I can come up with some that I like and that work for what I would like to function as. So with that being said, it is officially 7 o'clock here on the west coast of the United States of America. I hope you have a good week, and I will see you on Thursday. Bye.